Avasti Hardies, and welcome to another edition of Dice Squad here at the Groundhog Day Gaming Retreat. I be Marshall Dice, also known as Adam Campbell.
And I'm General Dice, also known as Todd Evangelista.
And this is the only show that doesn't make you walk the plank. And we have a new member of our Dice Squad here, making his grand debut here at this convention. We have...
Demo Dice, Mike McDaniel.
And the demo stands for demolitions. And we've personally seen you demolish things.
I do like blowing things up, yes.
Yes.
All right, well, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Hi, well, General, what are we be talking about today?
Well, this game is called Libertalia, and the three of us, have played it quite a few times together. I've played it a number of times. I got it as soon as it came out. I believe it was 2013, 2012, somewhere in there. And it's called Libertalia. It's designed by Paolo Mori, and it was put out by Marabunta Games. This game is a very simple game to play, but hard to describe and hard to teach the rules to. But as soon as you start to play it, it all makes sense. So I'm going to try and go through the rules, but if you don't understand it, just try and we're gonna do one time through on the play, and hopefully that'll show you an easier way to understand how to play the game, is just to play it. All right. So the first thing that you do is you set up the board, and you have treasures in the hold of the board. Now, there are 3 players in this game, so I have put out 3 treasures, one for each of us. If we had 4 players, 5 players, 6 players, that's how many treasures we'd put out. Now, we have a set of cards. Now, the set of cards that we start with are all the same. We're going to start with 9 cards. Now, I pulled 9 cards and called them out, and the 2 of you picked the same cards as I did. And these cards are numbered from 2 through 30. And we have number 2, number 6, number 7, number 13, what have you. But we all have the same cards. That's important. Now what's going to happen is we're going to choose one of the cards to play. Then we're going to put them in order. Most likely one of us will tie another person, and in case of ties, there's a number on the card that breaks the tie. And you put the cards in order from low to high, and each card will have a power on it. And these powers, if they have a sun, will activate low to high, and then we go through the next phase is the dusk phase, and that's where we take the treasures. And we take treasures high to low. So if there's a good treasure out there, you want to put a high card out, realizing that the other people have the same cards as you. Then, if you want to use a power, you want to put a low card out and make sure it activates.
Now, General, aren't these cards members of a pirate crew?
Yes, they're all members of a pirate crew, and if they should survive the day, then they will go in your den. However, if they get killed along the way, and we have a very nice player mat, and the den is up here. You put your cards if they survive in your den, and there is a little cliff with a bunch of crosses and a graveyard on it, and that's if they die, you put them face down in the graveyard. And when you take your treasure, your boat is over here, and you put it in your hold. Now also on your card is how you divide up the day. Sunrise is when you pick your card. Daytime is when powers activate low to high. Dusk is when we pick our treasures. Then when we're back in our boats, any powers that are nighttime will activate. And then after we go through 6 days of picking treasure, we have the 7th day, which is indicated by an anchor. And at that time, anchor powers will activate. Now, what are the treasures? We have 3 treasures that just give you money. And at the end of the game, whoever has the most money over the 3 weeks that we sail our pirate cruise will be the winner.
But General, that not just money, it'd be doubloons, because it's be a pirate game.
Yes, my mistake. They are doubloons. And so we have a barrel is going to be worth 1 doubloon. A gems or jewelry is worth 3 doubloons, and a chest full of gold is worth 5 doubloons. Now you also have treasure maps. 1 treasure map is worth nothing. It doesn't lead you anywhere. 2 treasure maps, also worth nothing. But if you can get 3 treasure maps, it will lead you to the treasure, and you will get 12 doubloons. There's also cursed treasure in the form of voodoo masks, and those are worth -3 doubloons. You also have a sword. If you pick a sword, you can kill the man to your right or to your left. And there's a Spanish officer.
I'm looking at my first target when I get that sword.
Also, if you have a Spanish officer, you will capture him. You will capture him, but he will kill you. So your person is going to go into the graveyard. However, some of the characters in your crew, especially for that last day, they may cost you money on the 7th day. So maybe it's a good thing to kill yourself off. So once we do 3 weeks of this, first off, we'll do the first week, and then we'll have 3 cards left usually. It may vary, but we'll have about 3 cards left. Then I'll pick 6 new cards, and then we'll all match. But we won't match exactly, because the 3 cards we had left, probably there will be some variation. We'll go through the second week, and then again we'll pull 3 cards or 6 cards and add them to the 3 cards we had left, and there'll be again some variation. Now we're going to go through a turn. Let's go through 2 turns to see how this works.
Aye, that works for me.
So the first thing we see in the hold is 2 barrels and some jewels. That's pretty good. Now you want those jewels, but the barrels aren't bad. So we want to pick something from our crew. I have picked mine. Have you picked yours, Demo Dice?
So we're going for the high number, right?
If you want the jewels, you want the high number. If you want to activate a power, sometimes the lower number guys are more powerful. All right.
All right, I have my guy.
You have your guy. How about you? All right.
My guy.
I am 7. What do you got?
I have 13.
13.
I have 7.
All right. So now we have to compare. I have 7, and my flag says 6.
Aye, my flag says 4.
All right.
My flag says 6.
So we put them in order here.
Doesn't matter there.
Yeah.
But
Demo dice.
you're still beat us there, Mike. So now what's going to happen is we look at Adam's. He doesn't have a daytime power. Look at mine. I don't have a daytime power. And we look at Mike's, and Mike's doesn't have a daytime power. But Mike's is number 13. Mike gets to pick a treasure.
All right, gonna pick a treasure here, and I want the sword.
No. You got to pick from the first hold.
Okay.
So from the first hold, that's right.
Go with
now
the
you turn it
gems.
upside down and put it in your hold, so we don't remember what you have. And then I'll of course take a barrel, and Adam will take a barrel.
Aye, a barrel of.
And
whatever's
as
in
you
it.
take your treasure, your guy comes back. He didn't die, so he's in the hold. All right, now we got a second day. Our second day has 2 treasure chests and a map. Now that map is not going to be worth much, but But the 2 treasure chests, 5. That's
General,
good.
aren't you forgetting something about the night power?
Oh, wait, we forgot the night powers. And the night power says, I gain 1 doubloon.
Aye, me too.
And you gain 1 doubloon for our barkeeps. Mike, you have the mutineer. What does yours say?
Discard the character with the lowest rank other than the mutineer from your den and gain 2 doubloons.
So he doesn't activate because you don't have anybody to discard. All right. So now we pick a new character.
Hey, don't be looking at my cards there, Demo Dice.
We have the same cards up.
Wait a minute. I'm changing my mind. Okay, I got it. Everybody have one?
Yes.
All right, wait. All right, ready? Flip. I have the Gambler, number 24. Mike has the Spanish Spy, and the Gambler. All right, but you're 1 and I'm 3. So we have Mike, Adam, Todd. So Mike, what is your power?
My power is a daytime power. Discard all your Spanish officers. Draw 1 booty tile from the bag for each discarded Spanish officer. Spanish officers and sabers drawn this way have no effect.
All right, so you have no Spanish officers to trade in, so that doesn't do anything. Now your Gambler says
I have to pay one doubloon for each of my booty.
Right, so that's 1 doubloon.
But if I am able to keep him alive, I gain 8 doubloons instead.
That's why we played him early, and we're hoping that he'll stay alive. But of course, there's a saber out there.
That is true.
And I'll pay 1 doubloon as well. Now I get to choose. I'll choose a chest of gold.
I'll choose a chest of gold too.
And you get the worthless map. So then we come home, and you. That's pretty much the game. It's very simple. There are 2 cards that have a little more explanation. They have dusk powers. The cabin boy takes no treasure, and the cook takes 2 treasures. And that happens during the dusk phase, and once you do it, it's very easy. However, to explain how it happens the same time as everything else, and also the fact that if somebody plays the cook ahead of you, you're not maybe going to get a treasure. All right, so.
But General, how did you come about this game?
Well, I looked at the reviews. They talked a lot about the great artwork of the pirates and how they look. I like that idea. I tried to figure it out myself from the directions. The directions aren't that poorly written, but it's just hard to wrap your head around without playing it. Then I went to a meetup and we played the game, and I said, oh, okay, well, that's simple. And then once I did that, then I said, oh, I'll show it to you, I'll show it to all my friends. And then I think it became a go-to game for our meetups. What are we going to play next? Well, let's play Libertalia. It plays 6 people, so that's pretty nice to be able to get a whole group in. Anything else that we need to say about this game? Oh, yes. Well, let's go about your thoughts.
Well, you actually introduced me to this board game, General,
right.
And I fell in love with it. It's a wonderful game. It's got that old pirate feel, and it's great. Every character is a member of the crew, and it's a lot of fun. All right, Demo Dice, how did you come about this game?
You and Todd showed it to me.
Right.
At game night one night, and it's just all around great.
Yeah, and also it has the combos of the powers of the cards kind of go with your experience with deck builders and whatnot.
Oh, yeah.
So that's good. Now let's talk about our rating of the game. How would you rate it?
Well, for
10 being the best,
1 being the worst, I would have to say 8.59 for me.
Right.
I like this game.
Right. How about you,
Demo Dice.
Demo?
8, possibly 9.
Yeah, I'd say 8 or 8.5. I'd give it a solid 8.5. I really like it. It has a lot of ins and outs to it. And the first time I played it, for whatever reason, I got 100 points. And I've never scored the same again, but I scored 100 points the first time I played it, yes.
The first hand or the first?
No, after the 3 weeks went by, we added up our score on our little board here, and I went all the way to 100, and I've never done as well since. And, you know, sometimes you can really lose big. I've been on a losing streak with this one. I don't think I've won in a while. But I always like it. I always, you know, it's always like you're in contention. Okay, you did poorly one week, but you know, if you can just make it up with a 3 maps or something, and get the next week to go well for you, you can really come back. And there's not a really runaway leader problem, because that runaway leader could be forced to take curses and actually not score that well. So I think it's a very balanced game and always has an exciting finish at the end.
Well, that pretty much wraps up Libertalia. What would you say?
Right. I don't really think there's any improvements that could be made on the game. I wish it had 8 players, but already with 6, that choosing your character is a bit slow. So to add 2 more people in there would slow the game even more. And I don't know all of the ins and outs, if all the ins and outs would be there. So I would like it to be an 8-player game, but as it is, I think it's fine.
Well, that's pretty much all we... Oh, your thoughts?
I like it. I got no complaints about it.
Alrighty, well, with that, we gotta sail on out of here. But we still got more games to come here at Groundhog Day Gaming Retreat. I be ye Marshall Dice, known as Adam Campbell.
And I be Todd Evangelista, known as General Dice.
And I are Demo Dice, known as Mike McDaniel.
I will see you later. Bye-bye.
Arr.
Yarr.